Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Johanna, and I've been working on a fragrance haul video for you from the House of Animale. While I was working on my video, I ended up going down a rabbit hole where I started to get interested and intrigued by research I was doing into the first fragrance. So this is the bottle. This is the recent formulation of Animale for women. This is the first fragrance that was released by the House of Animale, and it was released in 1987. I became intrigued by the founder of the House of Animale, named Suzanne de Lyon, and her story. And I also was intrigued to find out what this perfume would have originally smelled like. This is a powerful fragrance. It's very feminine. It projects really far, and I don't have many fragrances that do that. I was really intrigued by that, and I wanted to research, and I wanted to get one of the original bottles and see if I could compare the fragrances. So first, I got a 1994 bottle, just a mini. And this is a 1994 release of Animale for women. So this is not the original bottle that it was released in, because the original bottle that it was released in is really elaborate and expensive, and was partially responsible, I believe, for the house going out of business, or for the founder needing to sell the house in 1990 and file for bankruptcy. So this fragrance was a labor of love for her. She had it created for herself to wear, but also wanted to share it with everyone else. So she founded the House of Animale. This is one of the original bottles. This one right here. It's described as a solid crystal, and you can see it's like two slabs of crystal put together, with this small area right here around the lightning bolt that holds the perfume. This perfume, in fact, this particular bottle, I bought this on eBay, and they were calling it a mini. And I was so impressed when I got this bottle out because it looks so big, feels so heavy. But really the perfume is only in there. So this contains a 1/4 ounce of perfume. This, in 1987, when it came out, originally sold for $80 for a 1/4 ounce. And there was a 1 ounce bottle that sold for $200. It sold at stores like Neiman Marcus. It was introduced in Houston in the Neiman Marcus. And then there was an ad in Vogue magazine in 1987 that described it as being offered at Bloomingdale's. And then there was a time when it was released at Harrods in London. So this was an expensive fragrance at the time. And the bottle is a big part of that, I think. But also she spent a lot of time and effort on formulating the perfume and having this designed. It was designed by someone in Paris, someone pretty popular at the time. It was apparently nominated for the Fragrance Foundation's award for 1988. It was nominated. It didn't win. Bijan Men and Bijan for Women won that year, amongst a list of other fragrances. Gerard Caron was the central creator of the packaging on this. And the 1 ounce perfume bottle, it was described as all right angles and slashing diagonals, a tall 7 inches and weighty 1.5 pounds. Slab of frosted solid crystal with a lightning bolt of clear crystal in which the perfume is contained, cutting a startling oblique line. Animale's vivid colors in the cap here of emerald, purple, turquoise, and fuchsia dart across the box in a geometric design. And this resembles the original box, and I'm going to have an original box when my full quarter-ounce bottle comes. It's on the way, and it's going to be full, and I'm going to be able to test it against this one to see about the smell. And there's a picture of Suzanne de Lyon in a article, and she has the box there, and it looks just like this one. And the one that I'm getting comes with the box. This one didn't come with the box. I think it also came with a scarf that matches. And all this was designed by Gerard Caron. For the one that was $200 an ounce, the 1 ounce bottle, came with a gorgeous scarf of colors reflected in the bottle cap and the Animale box: shocking pink, fuchsia, emerald green, and turquoise. The perfumer or perfumers are not listed anywhere for this fragrance, so we don't know who the perfumers are. But it was created and made in New Jersey, so it was made in the United States, and I believe the fragrance is still made in the United States. And it said on the box that the essential oils were imported from France, and then they were blended in the United States. Since Suzanne de Lyon was from Houston, Texas, and that's where her previous businesses were established, she was an importer-exporter businesswoman, and then she decided to embark on this venture. There are articles in the Houston Chronicle about this and about her, about the release of this. They interviewed her. It said that in June of 1987, she hired actors from the Broadway play Cats to dance in the store's aisles in Bloomingdale's. And then when it was released at Harrods, which was either 1987, late 1987 or early 1988, that shoppers were welcomed by a baby elephant that was a promotion signifying the first day the Animale goes on sale there. Inspiration for this perfume was probably this. She said her mother stressed the beauties of life through art, music, and a central ambience of understated elegance. And she said, when I was on a holiday in Monte Carlo several years ago, I decided that I wanted a special fragrance, just as my mother had chosen one for herself when I was a child. And thus began the quest for the best. And I think that reflects Suzanne de Lyon's personality, that she would embark on something like this and she would decide that it needed to be the best. She went to Paris to acquire the services of Gerard Caron as central creator. And to sniff the finished product, she chose Jill Resnick of New York, considered one of the best noses in the business. Jill Resnick didn't form the perfume either, but she sniffed the samples and gave her opinions on what she thought would be best. She also gave opinions about what would sell. And she's done that for a lot of fragrances. I think she did for Paloma Picasso, that fragrance from 1984. That was listed there in the article that I was reading about Jill Resnick. So ads for this fragrance, specifically Vogue magazine in 1987, I believe it's the June of 1987 issue of Vogue magazine, has a 2-page spread of this fragrance. The model for that fragrance in the ad is Kirsty Bowser. It says that she was shown naked with wild tigress body paint and hair meant to represent a lion, literally depicting her as an animal. So the launch of this fragrance was expensive, and Suzanne de Lyon wanted it to be successful. And she spent a lot of money marketing this fragrance and making trips to New York City and spending time in, like, you know, kind of expensive hotels, and then eventually got a apartment for a couple of years towards the end of the 80s. One of the things that Suzanne was doing when she was going to New York is that she was marketing the fragrance in the international market. The fragrance did really take off in Central and South America. By the time she had to file for bankruptcy and sell this house, and then Parlux Fragrances from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, purchased the House of Animale, they continued to market to Central and South America, and they kept the same designs. Like when they reformulated, they tried to continue the same, like, box design, for instance. And when they released the fragrances Animale for Men in 1993 and Animale for Women in 1994 and Animale for Men in 1994, they continued to find a lot of success in Central and South America. Parlux Fragrances purchased the House of Animale in 1990, and they released fragrances through the house until 2003. After that, a company called Phallic Fashion Group bought the house and released fragrances, and continues to release fragrances under the name the Animale Group. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the fragrance. I don't have the full bottle yet, so I haven't been wearing it because I don't feel like I have enough in here. Also, the fact that this bottle is so empty makes me worry about how it was kept and just how much air has gotten in there over the last 30 some years. So I'm gonna wait to wear this until I get my full-size bottle. I'm gonna make another video including that information. Well, I think that's a good place to stop for now, and I will tell you more